Hello, my friends. Israel's here once again. I want to thank you for pressing play, for spending a little time with me. Mandela effect time, people.
Mandela.
Effect.
Rather fascinated with this topic. I talk about it a lot. If you don't know what the Mandela effect is, I am not going to go into all of that right now, but I will link it at the end of the show. I have plenty of videos on this. Check it out. It's kind of like, what is going on? You feel like things are a little bit off, right? Yeah, as you go through your life, you start to think, oh, I thought I knew how stuff looked. Oh, I thought I knew, and I remembered things this way or that way. Things that, like the dollar sign. The dollar sign. I'm watching this comedian, and he does some drawings and he makes little jokes about it, and he does this dollar sign. He does this S with a one line through the center, just one. And he goes, that's the dollar sign. He goes, but I should call it the shish kebab sign. And he was trying to be funny, right? And I just thought, that's not the dollar sign. Dollar sign doesn't have just one line. Dollar sign has two lines. So I kind of blew it off. I thought, oh, he's just wrong. That's so loud. Aren't those crickets, aren't they so loud? Zip it! Try to talk here about important things. So I go and I Google it, because today, you know, as I'm getting ready for Tuesday's show, I just stumble upon a dollar sign again, and I said, no way, there it is again with that one line. Is it just me? I mean, do you remember the dollar sign? Like, so I called up Dan. I said, Danielle, I said, what about the dollar sign? You know, how do you draw it? Do you remember how you draw it? She goes, well, I draw it with an S, and then there's like two lines down it. And then she gave me a little history lesson about how it used to be, you know, the money bags, the U.S. currency, that there was the U and the S. So it's like the S, the United States, and the U was the two lines. Makes a lot of sense, right? That's where the dollar sign came from, Danielle says. I said, well, then why on earth does it just have one little line? Why is there just one line? You know, but this is the thing that's interesting, is here we see the two lines, the 2, the 11, the 11, the 11, right? The 2, the duality of man, being taken down and just becoming one new man. One human being that is no longer carnal and spiritual, but just one, a hybrid, just like I talked about on that show, right? You know, the fully human and fully spiritual, which is what Christ is all about, that Christ in you, that day when you're no longer Jacob in Israel, you're just going to come on here and say, hello, everyone, Israel's here. Yeah, that's right. A lot of people notice I've been saying Israel a lot. I'm kind of putting it out there because if you know the story about Jacob, and he was given, his last name was Israel because he overcame. He overcame. There was a portion of his life where he struggled and he wrestled and he fought and he worked for the wrong people and he did a bunch of stuff, and he was always in fear. And one night, right before the dawning of the new day, right before that sun rose, the angel that he was wrestling against, some people say it was an angel, some people say in other books that it was an alien, it was an Anunnaki. Other people say that it was the devil. Other people say that it was God. It doesn't matter. He was wrestling against something. And because the day was upon them, the fight was coming to its end, because the truth was now available. And because he wouldn't let go, he wouldn't give up the fight. He said, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. God had said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but you'll be called Israel. It's the day when, you know, the fight comes to an end. And I want the fight to come to an end in my life as well as in yours. We don't need to live a life of fear and pain and suffering anymore. We don't need to. That's the day we're in. That's what this is all about. And that's, you know, and the reason why I decided to come on here and tell you about this kooky new Mandela effect, it's like one of those things that just hit you. And it's like, you just kind of like, you shake your head and you go, wait a minute, hang on a second. Why on earth have I gone my whole life thinking the dollar sign had two lines in it? Now, if you want to say that the Mandela effect is some just goofy thing, it's not real. Listen, I've studied this thing enough. I did enough shows on this. I've seen things flip-flop back, okay? You want to know what I'm talking about? All you got to do is check out some of my earlier videos on it. I'll just say the Apollo movie with Tom Hanks, you know, where it had changed and then it changed back, and that's why you see so many articles that were written between 2012 and 2015 about like the top 10 movie misquotes, that Apollo 13 is the #1 on there. The irony is, what they call a misquote is because that's not, they were wrong. The misquote is actually the quote now. That's what we call residual evidence. There is something going on, whether or not, you know, this is a new simulation, whether or not we've catapulted into a parallel reality, or we're just remembering things and not remembering things. I believe personally that there is more to the story, and that's why I'm excited to come on here and tell you about this kooky dollar sign. In any event, I just had to share that with you. Tell me if you remember just that one, or if it's like something you just noticed all of a sudden. And if it's something that you just noticed, why are we just noticing it now? Because the two are becoming one, perhaps? In that day, I came to split in twain and make one new man? Is that the day that we're about to embark upon? I certainly hope so. And I also thank all of you for being as awesome as you are. Please do share it around. Tell your friends, you know, especially if it's something, this channel is interesting to you. Tell other people about it. It's a big help to me. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.